just drinking my coffee so you guys can have a YouTube video. You're welcome. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel and I'm going tiny in 2021, and I am experimenting along the way with various different things associated with going tiny, and I'm taking you with me. Today we're going to be talking about composting toilets again. I've done a few videos on that. I have looked into buying a composting toilet, and I've also done a 2-bucket composting toilet system before, and both seem interesting to me. I enjoyed using the 2-bucket composting toilet system, but it was only a little bit complicated maintaining separation between the two systems. I think I theoretically could continue doing that if I wanted to, but I wanted to see if it was an option to just not have to worry about it. So I decided to experiment with a 1-bucket composting toilet system this week. Ideally, I'd be composting my waste, but right now I just want to focus on the trial and error of using the composting toilet system in the house. So without further ado, let me tell you how it was going to the loo. So in the past, I was using these pine shavings just because that's what I had lying around the house. But today I opted to try peat moss and also coconut coir. So I went to Wilco for my peat moss. It was $6.99, and I also bought a coconut coir bale, which has to be rehydrated with water online. So you just basically, how you rehydrate it is you stick it in a bucket and add a bunch of water. I just used an empty composting toilet bucket that I was using, filled it up with water in my bathtub, and went from there. This part is the part that's actually pretty messy, where you add the water in. And if I was to do this again, I would definitely do it outside, just because of how messy the process is. But you pour the water in, you wait a little while and let the coconut bale absorb it, and then you pour some more in. It helps if you kind of scratch at the bale a little bit as it absorbs more, just so you can bring it all together. So I've been using my 1-bucket composting toilet system for less than a day, and I honestly say I don't think it's going to work long term. The urine separation seems really important, and with the coconut coir, I don't feel like it's doing enough to cover the smell compared to pine shavings. Hi guys! I gotta say, the bathroom smells kind of weird right now. I don't have a super strong sense of smell. I don't think that's because of the thing, but I just don't have a super strong sense of smell compared to other people. But I've had my family members walk in and say, it smells weird in here. And we did the kind of like smell-o-vision test and seeing where it was coming from. Coconut coir does have a different smell than the pine shavings, which I was using before, which theoretically could have influenced the overall smell. But it's really, the smell is just from the urine being mixed with the solid deposits in the toilet. And this is only 1 day of use of this toilet. It's not even halfway through the day. So I'm just calling it quits with trying out a 1-toilet version of the system because it's weird. I did put a lot of material on the bottom beforehand, which is a common misstep people make when they're trying composting toilets. You don't have enough stuff to catch everything to start the absorption process, and then you just end up with kind of like a wet slurry of stuff at the bottom. It's not that. It's very dry in there, but the stuff is just, it just smells. It just makes a smell when you combine pee and poop. And I'm gonna compare this to peat moss later today and see what happens. But I gotta say right now, guys, I don't have high hopes. So pine shavings are messy, yes, but they're not dusty. The entire bathroom is coated all over in just coconut coir, little fiber dusty thingies, and a little bit of peat moss. And what happens if this gets picked up as dust in the air and then it gets in my vents, which would be really gross. We're not there yet. We haven't turned on the vents in here yet, I don't think. But yeah, this is odd. Not a big fan. Messy, smelly, not as hygienic. Once you push the like button, I can finally go pee. I can't go pee until you push the like button. Please, I worked so hard to get this video out on time. And my bladder is so full. So for the peat moss, I feel like I am liking it as a substrate so far. It's doing a good job of being combined with solids and liquids, and there's not as much of a noticeable smell, at least in my mind. But you just have to use so much. This little bag of peat moss was $6 or $7, and I've used most of it in the better part of 2 days, which is really wild. I don't think it can be used by itself. Maybe if I did it in combination with pine shavings, the absorption factor would be better. But as of right now, I'm not satisfied with it being by itself, because if you don't do too much of it, then it's just really wet, and that concerns me. The other part that I haven't liked about using the peat moss is how powdery it is. It's even more powdery than the coconut coir is, and it's so messy. I don't think it's worth it. So I think that's all I have to say on the subject for now. I'm definitely going to go back to a 2-bucket composting toilet system, just because the smell associated with 1-bucket composting toilets is just, frankly, in my mind, unacceptably gross. If you have any tips for me, or have had different experiences from me, let me know in the comments down below. But this is where I'm at right now, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me and watching till the end of this video. Please, please, please honor the YouTube gods and smash the like button for me. That way more people can see my content and follow me here. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Bye.